Good evening, everyone. My name is Eddie. Welcome back to Blue Collar Gaming. Today I'm going to have a small review for you on a pretty cheap headset you can find on Amazon. I had a 40% off coupon, so that made it $30 out the door, $32. It is the Krysenix wireless gaming headset KGH2. So what I'm going to do is just a quick unboxing, and then we'll talk about it and listen to it and find out how it sounds and if it's worth your money. So let's get into it. Oh, I paid for this with my own money. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just doing it in case somebody was looking at this headset and they want to know about it. So let's go. Here I have my other headsets that I use. I have the Still Series Arctis Pros. I love these. I've had these for I think 5-6 years now. My main recently is the Arctis 7 by Still Series. These have a lot more bass than these, and I kind of like that bass for a lot of stuff like action games and whatnot. This is really good for your FPS, Call of Duty, and stuff like that. I have these here just for comparisons. All right. So, first thing we're going to look at, is what's it come with? All right. Looks like it's going to come with just a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, USB. I'm sure if you had a USB-C adapter, this would work on phone, tablet, and stuff like that as well. Then a USB-A to USB-C charger, as always. All right, there's the headset itself. And let's see here. It does come with a little instruction booklet. The instruction booklet is in English. It has all the essentials. Tells you how to use the Bluetooth and all that. Okay. Let's pull this guy out. Okay, right off the break. Let's take a look. All right, it does have the helicopter headset design here. Clearly it's trying to mimic the Black Shark by Razer. They did send me the white version, which honestly, it's kind of nice. I like the white. It's very plasticky all around. The hinges here are metal, and that's where you do your adjustment. And I mean, it's got a decent amount of adjustment there. The headband doesn't adjust at all. The headband also is just a thin piece of metal, but honestly, I mean, it actually feels pretty good. I would say that the build quality of this is not so bad there. These hinges are where I'll probably be worried about the most. I'd be afraid that those are going to break. We have a flip down microphone, which I do not know yet if it is flipped to mute, but if it is, that'd be pretty cool. We'll find out when we go through the features of it. Let's see how it fits on my head, all right, with a hat on. Okay, if I do some slight adjustments, okay, I gotta say, well, with a hat on, yeah, it feels pretty comfortable. The ear pads are actually very, very plush. Those feel really good. I can feel the inside of my ears rubbing just very, very slightly on the inside of the cups, but I wouldn't say it's too bad at all. They definitely feel good. I like that. And then you got your flip up mic. Okay. Overall, I would say comfort and durability is probably, I would say durability is probably a good 8 out of 10. And the comfortable, man, I mean, I've only had these on for a couple minutes now, but I feel like I could wear these for a couple hours without actually having any problem. My ears might get a little hot. It doesn't feel like there's much ventilation in there. But comfort, I would say, probably gets an 8 out of 10 as well. Even with the hat and the glasses on, it's not pinching or anything. That's a good tension. I like that. And I don't have a very small head myself, so that tells you something there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into how these actually sound. So right here, I don't know if you guys can see this. Bottom button down here is a power button. The buttons are rubber. They feel like a rubber button. I wouldn't say they feel like premium or anything, but I mean, they're not the worst buttons I've ever felt. And I don't know if you can hear that. That is a very audible click on pressing the button. So that's the power button. This is volume down, volume up. This is memory button, and mic mute is right here. So I don't highly doubt it's flip up mute. But all right, let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh, and she says power on. Oh, and look at that. If you like RGB, you got some cool looking little RGB. Now the battery life, it does say on a full charge is supposed to get you 35 to 40 hours. Clearly I haven't tested that, but I will, with a future update, possibly go ahead and make sure it does last that long. All right, so let's get into this. Let's see, if you press the M button, that is RGB off. That's what I figured. Okay. So you press that, just tap it, and she says RGB off, RGB on. All right. So give me a second. I'm going to hook this up to my phone real fast through Bluetooth, and I'll start. I take that back. I will not be doing that because, you know what? My phone I'm using for recording. So let me go get something else I can use in the meantime to test this out with. All right, everybody, right now we're going to check the microphone on this headset. Right now you're listening to me on the Fifine AM8. That's what I'm currently using. So this is what a decent quality microphone sounds like that's not connected to the headset. So let's go ahead and switch this to the headset here. All right, now I haven't heard this either, so I don't know what it sounds like, but this is the gaming headset microphone. It claims to be 90% noise canceling. Let's go back to the microphone here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn all this fancy stuff off from SteelSeries here. So let's turn that off. Let's turn the compressor off. So this is just what the raw microphone sounds like, just flat across the board out of the box. So if we turn on low pitch, this is like what low pitch is going to sound like. Let's go ahead and turn off the clear cast and again see how it does on the noise cancellation. So this is what low pitch will sound like. This is kind of like what you can achieve in sound from, like, let's say if you wanted to use this as your streaming mic or whatever, if you wanted to stream. And let's see if it picks up these snaps that I'm doing. Snapping, just going to see how it does for the background noise. This is going to be me typing on the keyboard. All right, we'll see how that sounds. And then let's turn on Clearcast AI. Now for the Clearcast AI, we can go and do the same thing. Let's do some snapping, see if it gets any cut-ins or cutouts. And then I'm going to type on the keyboard. Here we go. All right. And we'll go ahead and conclude that as the microphone on the headset. Let's switch it back over to the SC3 just to show you. Now here's the SC3. Let's go ahead and see how that microphone recording sounds. So real quick, I just want to show you guys the sound that I use for the testing. These are going to be the different tests that I had used for testing, like the surround sound and overall sound quality of the headset. I also listened to a couple music tracks to see how music sounds, but here we go. This is what these sound like. Mission complete. Launch sequence activated. 3, 2, 1.
mission complete.
So that's what the gaming one sounds like. This is the spatial audio one.
Front, left, front, right, front, center. Rear, left, rear, right, side, left, side, right, front, left, front.
So then as you can see, that tests your surround sound with a voice, which really helps identify what you can and cannot hear. This is a movie sound.
Warning.
What?
Warning.
What's going on?
Brace for impact.
What's going on, volumes?
Please return to the ship.
No!
And then this one is a music sound. So just so you get the gist of what I use for testing, that's exactly what they sound like. Okay, y'all. I am back from my PC, and I just did a microphone test on this guy. So you should have just listened to that. Now, I have to say, for the price, I was thoroughly impressed with the clarity of that microphone. It claimed 90% noise cancellation for background noise. You could hear my kids and stuff in the background somewhat. So the actual noise cancellation that's built in is 4 out of 10, right? It's okay, but it did not do that great. But as you saw, using a software such as SteelSeries Sonar, like I use, again, because I have SteelSeries headsets, you can achieve complete clarity and noise cancellation. Like my second test, you couldn't hear the snaps, nor could you hear any of the background noise from my kids or anything. So I'm going to go with that's a win, because to me, the microphone sounded good. And if you can achieve that noise cancellation like that, perfect. So microphone out of the box, I'd give it a 5 out of 10 for sure. I'll give it 6 out of 10 because honestly, it sounded good. Just the noise cancellation was kind of limited. But with like SteelSeries Sonar, I mean, the microphone's going to be an 8 or a 9 for sure. Like, I thought it sounded great. Now, while I was connected to the computer, I also used it in SteelSeries to run some tests, right? So out of the box, flat across the board, no equalizer. It sounds okay. It's definitely a little muddy. The mids are lost. The highs they're there, but they're not prevalent. Does that mean it doesn't sound good? No, not at all. It still sounded okay. I'm just accustomed to having SteelSeries headphones that are known for their highs and their clarity in the mids. And but overall, sound quality was pretty good. Now, I will admit, I don't know if it's a faulty headset. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm probably going to send this one back in exchange for another one because I do have a little bit of rasp or rattle in the drivers because these are 50 millimeter drivers. And at high bass, I can catch a very, very faint like rattle. So I'm probably going to try another one just to see if maybe it's these or if that rattle's always there. Again, it was so faint. Like you have to have it turned up really high, which you shouldn't have it that high anyway. But I just wanted to make sure I got a good test on them. But again, using SteelSeries Sonar, when I put it on like punchy music, it sounded pretty good. The mids came out, the highs came out, the bass is there. I didn't think it got too muddy when you actually used an equalizer. It actually sounded pretty good. Everything blended together pretty well. And that wasn't for the music in stereo. Now, when I tried the stereo soundstage, it tests the front right, center, rear right, and then subwoofer, right? In stereo, I can hear the rear right and left, the side right and left, but the front right and left still sounds like just right and left. It didn't really catch that front. That made me think, oh, there's someone in front of me, right? At least for the one side. Now, when I turned on SteelSeries spatial audio, that opened up the soundstage on these a lot. When I opened that up, it went to where I could hear everything behind me, next to me, and in front of me. So again, I'm going to conclude this with this. For the price of these headphones, I mean, they're durable. They feel durable. I'm stretching them. The only thing I'd be worried about a little bit is maybe these, because these are known to break. But other than that, durability, I would say 8 out of 10 for sure. Comfort, I just had them on for like an hour testing them, and I never felt like I needed to take them off. The clamping force is light to maybe medium. Like, there is not a strong clamping force there at all. Adjustability is good. Okay. Like, it's just got these. That seems to be plenty of adjustment for almost any size head that's out there. Comparing these to the clamping force of these guys, my Arctis 7 Pros, these definitely have a medium clamp. Not uncomfortable. These feel amazing, especially with these Wicked cushions that I put on there. Once you go to Wicked cushions, it's hard to go back. And then the old Arctis, or not the Arctis, the old SteelSeries Pros, okay? These, again, just like pillows. It's like having a freaking pillow around your ear. I love these things too. But as you can see, I've used them for so long, the strap has definitely been stretched out, and I had to kind of tape it up a little bit because the strap just doesn't hold like it should anymore. But again, I've had these for like 6 years. So yeah, durability, 8 out of 10. Sound with equalization, 8 out of 10. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Sound out of the box, 5 or 6. Okay. For the features, the Bluetooth seems to work really well. I did not have any kind of lag in the Bluetooth. I didn't see any like audio lip sync problems or anything like that. The 2.4 gigahertz worked well. I was able to make it from my living room all the way to my back bedroom, and I got a 1,250 square foot home. So I'll just say I was able to make it about 1,100 feet in my house before I noticed any kind of like crackling or maybe disconnects, right? As far as volume goes, these things are loud. They get loud, right? Like loud enough to hurt your ears, at least in my case. So I definitely say be careful. They definitely have enough volume to do whatever you need them to do. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video and just tell you that the Krysenix, I would probably recommend. This is, to be exact, this is the Krysenix KGH2. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. That's just what it looks like to me. But this is the KGH2 headset. I paid $31 for it out the door with a 40% off coupon. I think normally it made it like $49 or $59. At $30, 100% I would buy this. At $50, I would save up and go ahead and get something a little more quality, right? Because if you don't need something wireless and you don't care about Bluetooth, for like $20 to $50 more, you can get a wired headset from SteelSeries. That's gonna sound, a ton better, honestly. So, but if you want something wireless with Bluetooth that you can just kind of have and take around, or something that you might want to take outside and use on your phone, as long as you don't mind looking like a gamer, because this most definitely looks like a gamer headset, then yeah, I would totally say it is worth the money. All right, guys, if you all like this unboxing / review that I did, please like, subscribe, share the video. Let me know what you think. Put your comments down below. If you got any tips or tricks, anything you want to see in the future, anything I can change in my videos, I appreciate the feedback. Tell me what you want. I'll try to deliver. With that, again, I'm Eddie with Blue Collar Gaming. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good weekend.